Happy Easter, fascist America, and welcome to the Woke Socialist Podcast. If you're white in America today, this is a good day to be white. Because Donald Trump is failing, everything is going wrong, and white people who voted for Donald Trump are on an all-time high. And white people who did not are also on an all-time high. The No Kings marches has invigorated the perception that the vote blue, no matter who movement is on the rise. And everybody's just, we can't fail. They said the same thing when they ran Kamala Harris for president. But I digress. At any rate, here's where we're at. Where I'm at. We're people who have waited for election after election after election. Since Ronald Reagan, for trickle-down economics. And since Barack Obama, for the end to racism in America. Because he got elected. Let me be clear. The 2026 election is far from won. You don't have to believe me. All you have to do, which many podcasters don't do, is look at the approval ratings for Democrats. Now I'm going to go back to where we are right now. There's a problem in the Democratic Party with socialists and independents. And now there has been an attack waged on someone who doesn't tell you what you want to hear, but they tell you the truth. Okay, this individual looks kind of like me. He's not white. He's not Jewish. He's not high yellow black. And he's not privileged, as far as I know. But he does speak the language that we speak as people who have been disappointed in the Democratic Party time and time again. Now, this man's name is Piker. It doesn't take rocket science to Google something. And this is my Google result. Since 1987, when Nancy Pelosi first got elected to office, she joined the Israel lobby. Now let me be clear. 1987 was many years after World War II. And back then, in my father's opinion, indigenous people and enslaved people, this represented the colonization of Palestine. Right now, after AIPAC money has been allowed to buy the United States Democratic and Republican Party, Nancy Pelosi is worth between $240 and $280 million. Now, I don't know what a person who is elected to Congress or the Senate makes. However, I know this. It is not $280 million. Now, also, giving credence to AOC's concerns about insider trading within both the Democratic and Republican Party. Every individual has violated their oath of office. Not only that, right now, every individual that takes money from AIPAC, the Adelsons, and Palantir are actively participating on a global scale in the genocide of Jews, Palestinians, and ethnic minorities all across the globe. So let me bring you back to America. These vote blue no matter who protesters, peaceful people, and now genocide, and I'm going to call that genocide, throughout our body politic is okay with everything that Donald Trump does. Spoken word means nothing. When we call you out and we tell you what you're doing wrong and you don't correct it, this means one thing to people who look like me. Do not blame the failure of the election of Kamala Harris on black people who stayed home. Do not blame Donald Trump becoming president on our failure to vote for Hillary Clinton. Had you listened to us, your demographic, and made Bernie Sanders the candidate, you would not be in this position right now. And so here's where I'm going to go with this, because I am so tired of you motherfuckers doing this vote blue no matter who bullshit. The entirety of the woke socialist movement and independents have dedicated themselves to standing down for the primaries. The only approved Democrat in the state of Maryland, and it's slow going, is going to be Chris Van Hollen. Outside of that, all of the people that my people vote for, my family, my organization, and the woke socialists, and the the John Brown Alliance, and so forth, we have a whole bunch of organizations out here, are not going to just go out and vote. And we're not going to go out and vote blue. What we're going to do is we're going to show up at the polls and we're going to protect other people against ICE. But we're also only going to vote for non-AIPAC members and people who are for progressive movements, taking money out of elections. Now, if you can't deal with that, this is why you have a problem with Hassan Piker. This is why, I don't know, something like 75% of Democrats can't say, I am anti-genocide. This is where you're at. This is so sickening and demented that you are so in your bubble. And I'm talking to you, Hakeem Jeffries and Cory Booker and all of you. You should be ashamed of yourselves. We have zero obligation to support you right now. Under Donald Trump, we have absolutely nothing, and we are losing everything. If we vote blue, no matter who, we will have exactly the same. Why? Why do I say that? Because you're committed to genocide in Gaza by taking AIPAC money. You are ready to fund ICE again. Millions and billions of dollars have been approved by both houses and both parties so that this calamity could continue. And you pretend that you did it for us. You don't do a motherfucking thing for the average American that looks like me. The problem with Hassan Piker is he's the 21st century version of a visionary, of what you could have been, of what you should have been. But you have had election after election after election to fail at that. And we are not going to stand for it anymore. No more milquetoast Democrats and mealy mouths. No more of that. If you want to win the 2026 midterms, I think you better get to work. Because just as fast as MAGA is leaving Donald Trump, socialists, independents, and Democrats are leaving you. Your allegiance to the Constitution, especially at this time, should coincide with our ideals. When they do not, it is absolutely, positively time for a revolution. And you are not the ones to lead it. You are not the ones to lead us. Mark my words. There are many like me. I would rather live in a lawless nation and allow a fascist government that we have the ability to overthrow than support one more Democrat that is going to make us poorer, settle for the status quo, and make us wait for another election 4 years from now. You fucked it up too many times. If you're 40 and over, and you're a Democrat in the United States Senate or Congress, get ready to be primaried. But I tell you one thing. You will not win the 2026 or 2028 election by a landslide because we hate Donald Trump. You will lose alongside of him because we can't stand your ass either. You have done absolutely nothing for us except get rich. And the Nancy Pelosi story is only one of about 300. Lead, follow, or get the fuck out of the way. It's time to shit or get off the pot. Because we are sick and tired of your okie doke. And we ain't falling for it no more. This is the Woke Socialist Podcast. Have a white day. For all you house Negroes that want to make money off of us. Because this is going to be one of your last.